about doing any other jobs or anything like that besides writing, or was your whole childhood growing up with writing?
Well, you see, it was that and Warrior Kids. I started martial arts. I see a young man over here with a yellow belt. I started martial arts when I was 12 years old. And I was hoping that that could help in terms of control. And I liked the sort of control that I saw there. It was very different from the wildness that there was in my family. However, I got tired of the violence in martial arts. Martial arts is violence, that's it. Pure and simple. They talk about self-control, but really it's twist up. And I got annoyed with that. I got fed up, you know. I believed in this whole idea of there must be another way. Why does everything always have to be about violence? Why are we hurting? I know what it felt like to be hurt. My dad used to really beat me up, and so did my mum, and that was horrible. I don't want anybody to experience that, you know. My two little children have never been smacked in their lives. Not even once. They know nothing about it. So they know nothing of my life. Nothing of what I went through. You know, sometimes I still sleep with the light on. Because my dad used to come looking for me when it was night time. He would be very angry. I hadn't done anything wrong. He was just a very angry man. So I was not going to be like that. So Warrior Kids, I took my martial arts class. But then all of a sudden, at the same time, I went off and did things like anger management and stuff like that. As I got older, because I realised that, man, I'm really angry. And I don't want my children to be scared of me. I wanted to sort it out. So I went off to do anger management, and then I trained to be a person who teaches anger management. And I went off and did counselling, and then I trained to be a counsellor. So that's what I did. So that's my role, that's what I've done. So I do writing, but also as doing the writing, I do Warrior Kids. So I became a teacher of martial arts, but then I went back to my class one day, and I looked at the kids and said, hey, let's do something different today. Let's sit down and talk about our feelings. And you know what? The kids loved it. Talk about high point, low point. They loved it. I went to my adults class. I said, hey guys, let's stop kicking and punching and let's sit down and talk about our feelings. All these guys went, what? What? Talk about feelings? I want to beat someone up. You want to talk about feelings? I said, yeah, let's talk about our anger and sort this stuff out. You know, next week they didn't come back. That was the end of that class. But the kids' class, more kids come. They came, and they were so like, hey, can we talk about our high point and our low point today, Papa Tim? And boom, went to more. So all the kids were ready for it. They were certainly keen. Because there's nothing around like that, you know, especially when I was young, there's nothing around. So that's how Warrior Kids got started. Hi, just a quick word to say that my books, including my latest for children, are available in store and online. You can find a full list of my books at tipene.com. If you're enjoying my content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for your support. Now back to the video. Yes, ma'am.
Is your mum and dad nice to you now?
Oh, that's an interesting question. You know, when you live in a family like that, the change can be very slow. So my mum has a new family. She's had a few families. She's on her third one now, so she's living south. And my dad that I talk about is my stepfather, and he's living right up north, so they've got as far away from each other as they possibly could. And I'm in the middle in Auckland, and so no, there's still a lot of things that are happening. It takes, you know, we're talking pretty bad. Yes, sir.
Do many people like your books?
Do many people? Of course, everybody likes my books. Everybody loves my books. Yeah, and it's nice to be able to write books and to get them out there. Of course, you know, I want to get them out there more and more.
Do you know how much people read your book like each day?
No, but isn't it amazing? Sometimes I sit back at home and think, I wonder if anybody's reading my book right now. And that's a nice thing. I want people to be safe though. That's why I write about the things that I write about. I want people to be safe. I wish I was a superhero. I do. I wish I wore tights. And I wish I wore my underpants on the outside. And I would fly around and I wouldn't be stopping planes from falling down. No, I would be going around homes. And when mums and dads were angry and they were fighting and stuff like that, I'd fly into the home. Hey, you two stop that. Have a cup of tea and talk about it properly. But they probably wouldn't listen to me. Your dad might look at me, I'm not listening to you. And I would say, why not? And he would say, you're wearing your underpants on the outside. So yes, I wish I could though, you know. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want any of you to be in a place which is unsafe. I want you to be safe and happy and to have every chance of having a great future. I want that for everyone. Yes, ma'am. One of the names of all my books, but at the end, when you leave, you can come up here and you can see them all. Then you go to the shop and buy them all. No, but yeah, you see them all here. But also your libraries, your public libraries. You've been very patient with me, waiting for me. Yes.
Do you know the wooden fish? What culture was that based on?
The wooden fish. Well, this all happened for me in Fiji. I went to Fiji and there was a man there, and I went with my family, and I stayed away from my family as much as possible because, you know, they got a bit silly at times and they were pretty scary. And I met this carver over there. So the story is roughly based on him. And I met this carver over there, and I spent my whole holiday with him. I'd get up first thing in the morning and I'd go with him, and I wouldn't come back to where I was staying till very late at night. So when it came time to leave, I didn't want to leave. I thought to myself, well, you violent family, you go. I'm going to stay with this man because he's nice. And I wanted to stay with him. And he was wonderful. And so that's the inspiration for the story. Now, when it went to the publishers, they decided, well, we're not going to go with Fiji. They talked to me and said, it's based in Samoa. So it's based in Samoa.
Just one more question.
Oh, we come to that time. Oh, look at that. Now, if you do have more questions, though, I'll take one more. But if you do have more questions, you can always email. Just like those children from Israel. And I will answer your questions. My children, you know, I have not tried to keep my family away. Like my mum's sister has come to visit and stuff like that. But no, my children have never met their parents, their grandparents, I should say. My home is open. They can come if they want to. But yeah, my kids, no, they don't have. But the other grandparents on the other side have been very good. I wish things were different, but it's not. So you just got to go. It's more important for me to keep my children safe. So that's my main. Wonderful listening, everybody. Wonderful. I hope you feel inspired to write. Please, play with words. Have fun with them. They're wonderful things.
On behalf of Maris, we would like to thank you for giving us the time to come and talk about your books. We thank you for writing great stories, and we're looking forward to finishing the Bullies and the Warriors book. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.